Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Chanaballabha Girivaradhari Gopi Chanaballabha Girivaradhari Yashodhanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodhanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janaballabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janaballabha Girivaradhari Yashodhanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodhanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaur Hari Bo. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Okay. I wanted to speak to you today. I thought I would like to speak about some of the pastimes which ladies were involved in. Since you're all ladies here today, I thought it would be more relevant for you to hear about some of the ladies in the pastimes of the Lord.
Yes.
For example, in Chaitanya Lila, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his mother was Sachi Devi. Sachi Devi was the daughter of Nilambar Chakravarti. If you ever get the chance to go to Mayapur, you know, if you go to the holy places, if you go to Calcutta, Mayapur is like 3 hours away, and the road is very good now. They've finished the construction there, and you can go quite quickly without much disturbance. Very nice dual carriageway. So, near to Mayapur, there's a place called Belpakur. Belpakur is where the deity of Madan Gopal is. Madan Gopal is a deity of Lord Krishna which has been worshipped for like 700 or more years, since long before the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's a deity of Nilambar Chakravarti Thakur, and it was worshipped by Mother Sachi when she was a young woman before her marriage. Very nice, very attractive deity. You know, before Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, usually it was only Krishna was worshipped. Later it was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching, then they realized Krishna should not be alone, but Krishna should be with Srimati Radharani. You know, if Lord Shiva has his wife Parvati, Lakshmi is with Narayan, and Sita with Rama, like that. So Lord Krishna also should have his consort. In Dwarka, of course, you can see Krishna there with his two principal wives, Rukmini and Satyabhama. But in Vrindavan, Krishna is worshipped with Srimati Radharani. So Madan Gopal, this is before the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so he's only the Krishna deity there. Anyway, Sachi Mata, she got married to Jagannath Mishra. Means Brahman, right? Mishra. It's a Brahmana name. So she was the daughter of a Brahmana, so she was married to a Brahmana. So Sachi Mata was there, and she had a number of daughters who all died at birth. She was not able to keep a child for quite a time. Then eventually she had a son, Vishwarup. He was the older brother of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya had an elder brother. So Vishwarup used to go to the home of Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya had two houses, just like probably you also have more than one house, right? I know in China many people have more than one house, you know. Nowadays there's more houses than people, you know. Anyway, Advaita Acharya, his home was at Shantipur. Shantipur is some distance away, it's about 1 hour or more drive from Mayapur. It's on the way coming out from Calcutta, you pass Shantipur and then come up to Mayapur. So Advaita Acharya's home was at Shantipur, but he also had a house in Mayapur, because Mayapur is beside Navadvip. And Navadvip is the center of learning. All the Pandits and the Brahmanas, they all came there to study. So Advaita Acharya had one house in Shantipur, main house there in Shantipur, but he also had a house in Mayapur. And sometimes he would come and stay there. So Vishwarup, the older brother of Lord Chaitanya, used to go and hear Katha from Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya was always preaching. He was always preaching something. Sometimes he would preach Mayavadi philosophy, just to make Lord Chaitanya angry on one occasion. He was preaching from a book called Yoga Vasishta. And in the Yoga Vasishta, they talk about mukti, moksha as the goal of life. And so, that is the impersonal understanding. We don't give a lot of importance to liberation. Why? Because if you're doing bhakti, you're all... If you're doing bhakti, you're already liberated. Bhagavad Gita says, Mam chayo vaya bicharena bhakti yogena sevate. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna said, anyone who engages in devotional service, then they come to the liberated platform immediately. So mukti, liberation, is not very important for devotee. We don't think about it. But for the impersonalists, for those who are Advaitis or Vedantists, that's their goal. They want moksha because they want moksha. They want sayujya mukti. There are different kinds of moksha. One is Sayujya Mukti, meaning becoming one, merging. We don't like that. We don't like that kind of oneness, that liberation. That is, yeah, that is not the kind of liberation which a devotee really wants. It's popular though. Even a lot of people from Taiwan, they go to a place in India, it's called the Oneness University. They all want to become one, you know. They like the idea of becoming one. However, that is the impersonal approach. We like oneness with Krishna, but oneness in service, oneness in desire, oneness in interest. Just like in your family, you and your husband and your family, you're all one, but at the same time you're individuals. You have the one interest, your family interest, but there's a difference, right? You're individuals. So we point this out to people, that there's a oneness, but there's also a difference. Hare Krishna. So, Advaita Acharya, when he preached that oneness philosophy, Lord Chaitanya was very angry with him. And when Lord Chaitanya heard that Advaita Acharya was preaching the Mayavadi philosophy, Lord Chaitanya went all the way to Shantipur. From Mayapur, he walked all the way to Shantipur. And he got Advaita Acharya and he threw him on the ground and beat him. And he said, I was sleeping peacefully in the spiritual world, and you woke me up to come here, and you're preaching this Mayavada philosophy. He was so angry with him. Advaita was very happy because he wanted Lord Chaitanya to disrespect him. Lord Chaitanya previously had always been honoring him because Advaita Acharya was so much senior in age. Advaita was almost like 60 when Lord Chaitanya appeared in the world. And so he was a much elderly, much senior in age to Lord Chaitanya. Mahaprabhu was a young man. And there's Advaita, this old man, he's in his 80s. And, you know, and Lord Chaitanya is respecting him. But Advaita understood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord. And he didn't want him to respect him. So he got him to disrespect him. Anyway, Advaita was teaching not always Mayavadi philosophy. Generally, people would come to his home and he would speak from the scriptures. And the older brother of Lord Chaitanya, Vishwarup, would go and hear. He would go and hear from Advaita. So what happened was, Mother Sachi decided, Vishwarup, it's time for him to get married. You know, he's growing up now, and we should arrange a suitable wife for him. So Vishwarup could understand the thinking of his mother. So Vishwarup took it on him, decided to leave home. He just disappeared. So Mother Sachi, naturally mother, very, disturbed that my son, how he could just go away from home like that, leave us, he's the eldest son, the eldest son, we expect him to take care of the family affairs. Anyway, Vishwarup left home and they got news that he had taken sannyas. And which means he's not going to come home again. He's finished with the home life, you know. Sannyas means like a walking dead man. So Mother Sachi was like, oh my son, oh my poor son, you know. And what happened was, one day Lord Chaitanya decided to give blessings to everyone. And he was calling everyone to come and get blessings. And then he was calling different people by name, the different devotees. And then the devotees said to him, what about Mother Sachi? And Lord Chaitanya said, no, I will not give blessings to Mother Sachi. So devotees were shocked. What? Your own mother? You're not going to give blessings to her? She's the Divine Mother, and you're not going to give any blessings to her? And Lord Chaitanya said, I cannot give any blessings to anyone who's the offender of the devotees. Devotees were shocked. What? Mother Sachi? How? She never offended anybody. But Lord Chaitanya said, no. She has offended. She's committed an offense. What was her offense? Well, when my older brother left home, within her mind, she was thinking, it's due to this Advaita Acharya. Because my son was always going to the home of Advaita, and he was always hearing from Advaita, and now he's gone away. He's taken sannyas. So he must have been influenced by Advaita. So Mother Sachi, she never said anything openly, but within her mind, she was thinking like that this is all, this Advaita Acharya, he's the one, he's polluted the thinking of my son. That he's supposed to be Advaita, but he's not Advaita, he's Dvaita, he's a rascal, he's a cheater, he put these evil thoughts in my son's mind. And the result is now my son has gone away from home. So Lord Chaitanya was saying, I'm not going to give any mercy to my mother. So then the devotees thought, well, you have to give blessings to your mother. They said, Mother Sachi will have to get relief for her offense, right? If you offend a devotee, you have to get relief of that offense. And how to get relief from the offense of a devotee? You have to fall at their feet and beg them to forgive you. So they said, we have to bring Advaita Acharya here and bring Mother Sachi. So some devotees, they went to Shantipur, they got Advaita Acharya to come. Some other devotees, they got Mother Sachi, and they brought them. Advaita Acharya is coming, and Advaita Acharya is saying, Mother Sachi, she never offended me. No, I cannot believe it. No, Mother Sachi, she's the Divine Mother. She's the mother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How could she ever offend me? And Advaita Acharya was not thinking that she could ever offend. And Mother Sachi was coming, and Advaita Acharya was coming. And what happened while Advaita Acharya was coming, at one point he became so stunned that he fainted. And when he fell on the ground, they told Mother Sachi, quick, now is your chance. You go and take the dust from his feet. And in this way, you'll get relieved of any offense which you may have committed. So Mother Sachi took the dust from the feet of Advaita, put it on her head. And in this way, Lord Chaitanya was pleased. And Lord Chaitanya was instructing all the devotees how careful we have to be not to offend the devotees. If we commit offenses against the devotee, very dangerous, very serious. We have to be very careful not to commit any offenses. So, in this way, Mother Sachi, she got relieved from her offense. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as a young man, he was married. He had a wife. His marriage was arranged to a young lady, and what happened at one point, the first wife, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, had gone to Bangladesh. What is now Bangladesh? The other half of Bengal, you know. He was traveling there, doing his teaching. And while he was away, at that time his wife died from a snake bite. They say she was bitten by the snake of separation. So first wife was Lakshmi Priya, and she died like that. So when she came back, then Mother Sachi was very sad that my son's wife is dead. And she felt very unfortunate. She thought, this is very unfortunate. But after some time, then they arranged another wife for Mahaprabhu. The second wife was Vishnu Priya. Vishnu Priya was a young girl who, daughter of a Brahmana, again, you know, Brahmana wants to they will marry the girl from the Brahmana family. So he married this young girl at Vishnu Priya, and they were married for some time. But then Mahaprabhu went to Gaya, and he took initiation in Gaya from Ishwarapuri. And when he became initiated into the mantra, chanting the mantra, then he was awakening his ecstasy of Krishna consciousness. So he changed. Initially he had been a pandit. He'd been a great scholar, and he defeated even the one Digbijay. There was this one Digbijay who was traveling everywhere, debating with people. But Mahaprabhu defeated him. Mahaprabhu was only a young man, 16. And this big pandit came with hundreds of people riding on an elephant, challenging everyone to debate. And Nimai Pandit defeated him. So Lord Chaitanya, he had actually opened his own school when he was only 13 years old. He opened his own school. He was teaching grammar and logic, Sanskrit language. So he became famous as a great pandit. But then, after his initiation, he became a devotee. And he wants to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. However, there were problems. Because at one point, Lord Chaitanya was chanting Hare Krishna. He was chanting the names of the gopis. He was chanting in the mood of the gopis, and he was chanting the different names of the gopis. So one of the students there, they said to him, "Why are you chanting these names? You should chant the names of Krishna." So Mahaprabhu was in the mood of the gopis. At that point, the mood of the gopis, sometimes they have angry mood towards Krishna. You know, they get the angry mood in relation to Krishna. So when this young student said to Lord Chaitanya, "Chant the name of Krishna," Lord Chaitanya said, "Krishna," and he took his stick and he chased the student, you know. The student ran away. But that student ran away, and he told all the other students, he said, "That Chaitanya, that Nimai Pandit, he's become very proud. He wanted to beat me." So all the students were upset, and they were all coming, they wanted to beat Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya thought to himself, that I've come here to deliver the world. And if they come and beat me, then it will not be very good for them. So he thought what to do about this. He thought, anyway, one thing which he could do is become a sannyasi. Because as a sannyasi, then they will all give respect to him. So that was one reason why Lord Chaitanya took sannyas. Another reason why he took sannyas was he'd been cursed. A Brahmana cursed him. Lord Chaitanya was having kirtan every night. He decided, after his initiation, he came back and he told the devotees, he said, you know, every night we sleep so much. Why should we sleep so much? He said, let's meet every night, we'll have kirtan all night, every night. No need to sleep anymore at night, right? How many hours do you sleep every night? You know, you don't want to sleep. No, we'll have kirtan every night. So Lord Chaitanya was having kirtan in the home of Srivas. That home is there at Srivas Angam. Lord Chaitanya would meet and they'd have kirtan every night. So one Brahmana, he was a materialistic Brahmana. You know, not all Brahmanas are good people, you know. Some Brahmanas are very proud and some are very materialistic. So this Brahmana was like that. His nature was not, but he wanted to see the kirtan. But Lord Chaitanya told him, no, sorry, cannot let you come to the kirtan. Didn't want. Lord Chaitanya wanted to keep the people in the kirtan. Only the pure, only the good souls should come for the kirtan. If you get the non-devotees come, the mood will not be the same. So, Lord Chaitanya told the Brahmana, you cannot come. So the Brahmana said, then I curse you. And the Brahmana took his Brahmana thread and he broke his Brahman thread and said, I curse you. You know what the curse was? You will never enjoy material life. Would you like that curse? You will never enjoy material life. Right? You want that curse? Yeah? Really? Oh, Lord Chaitanya said, Haribo. He was very happy. He thought this is very nice, you know. Never enjoy material life. Yeah, for the devotees, that's very good curse, actually. We don't want to enjoy material life. So Lord Chaitanya became a sannyasi. He was still young, 24 only. And he had a young wife and an elderly mother at home. And no child, no issue. But still, he took sannyas and left the home. So people say, oh, this is not good. How he could leave the home, go away from the home. But Lord Chaitanya left the home to give Krishna consciousness to the world. If he stays at home, then he can only deliver his wife and mother. But he left the home to deliver the whole world, to give Krishna consciousness to everyone. So, Lord Chaitanya left home, his wife was left at home, and she was given a deity to worship. A deity of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that deity is there today in Navadvip. It is called Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu. Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu. And it said this deity was worshipped by Vishnupriya, Lord Chaitanya's former wife. And Vishnupriya, she's very renounced. Nobody could see her face. You know, she covered her face even. no one could see her face. People would want to come and see, oh, she was a consort of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we want to see her. She did not allow anyone to see her. She kept her whole self covered. And every day when she would eat, she would only eat as much rice as she chanted rounds. Right? We chant 16 rounds. So you can eat 16 grains of rice, right? Anyway, Vishnu Priya was like that. She was so renounced. She was only eating as many grains of rice as she chanted rounds. And she did that throughout her life. So she remained in this world up to the age of, when she departed, she was 86 or 96, like this. Very elderly age. She remained throughout her life very chaste and very austere. So it's explained that a bit heavy rain today.
The outside, you can just press it on the center. Yeah, there's a gap in it. Yeah, perfect. Now it's no more. Yeah.
No, it's a screen. Yeah.
Oh, the water is coming in there. Oh, okay. Then you have to close there.
Yeah, that's why I...
No problem.
Yeah, it's not going to keep raining like that all the time.
It's time to auspicious sign.
Yeah, auspicious, right?
Rain is very auspicious.
Cleaning everything. Yeah. Prabhupada also said he liked to clean. When he was in New York, he said it's cleaning everything. So it's good. So Lord Chaitanya's wife, Vishnu Priya, she worshipped the deity of Mahaprabhu. Now, previously, in the Treta Yuga, the Lord came as Lord Ramachandra. Ramachandra was in exile with Lakshman and Mother Sita. Right? They were in exile. And at one point, they came also to Navadvip Dham. They visited because they were living in the forest, right? They had to do exile for 14 years. And so at one point they came all the way over to Navadvip Dham. And they were in the forest there, Navadvip, and Lord Ramachandra was looking around at the trees and the forest and enjoying the beauty, and he was smiling to himself. And Mother Sita saw Lord Rama smiling to himself, and she asked him, "My dear husband, what is it that's giving you so much pleasure? What is it that's amusing you?" And Lord Ramachandra said to his wife, he said, "You know," he said, "I'm thinking how in the Kali Yuga I will come, you will also come, and I will come as a very merciful personality. And in the Kali Yuga, I will come here in this place, Navadvip. And after some time, I will also take sannyas." And Mother Sita said, "What? You're going to take sannyas? You're going to leave me?" And Mother Sita said, what is this? It's not very nice. You know, you're smiling about it. It's giving you pleasure. But Lord Ramachandra told her, he said, "No." He said, "But by my taking sannyas in the Kali Yuga, and that way we will increase our attachment for each other. and we will be reunited in the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, there's also Ayodhya. Not only here on this planet, but also in the spiritual realm, the Paravyom. There is also an Ayodhya there, and Lord Ramachandra resides there eternally in the company of Mother Sita and Lakshman. So what happened was, of course, after some time, Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita and Lakshman, they defeated Ravana, and the time of the exile was up, and Lord Rama went back to Ayodhya. But, of course, when he rescued Mother Sita from Ravan, there was some doubt about her chastity. So Lord Ramachandra had a fire built, and he asked Mother Sita to enter into the fire. And Mother Sita entered into the fire, and from out of the fire came another Mother Sita. The Maya Sita entered into the fire, and the real Sita, the pure Sita, came out of the fire. So Lord Ramachandra came back to Ayodhya with Mother Sita. But Lord Ramachandra, as the king, he was always worried what people thought about him. You know, we always think like that, you know, what people think about, especially as a king. He's worried, what are my citizens thinking about me? So every day, Lord Ramachandra would send different spies out into the kingdom. And he told them, I want you to go and listen to what the people are saying, and come back and report to me anything you hear, if you hear anything about what the citizens are saying. So it happened, after some time, one of the spies came back, and they told Lord Ramachandra that I was in this one barber shop, and there was this one man there, and he was telling his wife had gone away with another man and then come back. And the barber told the wife, I will not take you back. Lord Ram may take his wife back after she's been with another man, but I'm not taking you back. So when Lord Ramachandra heard this, then he was very disturbed, and he understood, I have to do something about this. So this is why he told Mother Sita that you go to Valmiki's ashram and you stay there. So Mother Sita, Lakshman took Sita to the ashram of Valmiki. And it was there she delivered the twin sons, Lava and Kush. And after she delivered her two sons, then Mother Sita returned to the earth. Right? Sita was born from the earth. And after she delivered her two sons, she returned, she entered back into the earth. So Mother Sita disappeared from the world. And Lord Ramachandra, he's the king. And Lord Ramachandra had taken the vow, Eka Patni Vrat, only one wife, right? And so, usually Kshatriya kings, they have many wives. Krishna had many wives, right? Maharaj Dasarath also had many wives. But Lord Ramachandra, one wife. And Mother Sita has gone back to the earth. And Lord Ramachandra is the king, he's ruling the world. He has to do yagya. Treta Yuga, they were doing yagya. So how to do yagya? When the king does a yagya, wife has to sit with the king. Right? Wife has to be there with the husband when you do the rituals. Just like one time, they were doing the ritual, Lord Brahma was doing the ritual at Pushkar. He was doing the ritual, they're waiting for his wife. And where's the wife? Saraswati was the wife, right? Where's the wife? And Wife said, I'm coming, just wait. I'm coming. And they said, time is coming, you have to come quick. I'm coming, just be patient. Let me put on my makeup, let me put my jewelry on, give me time. Just a minute, you know. You ladies know, right? And so Lord Brahma is getting impatient. The Brahmanas are telling Lord Brahma, wife has to come, we have to do the yagya. Now is the time, it's the auspicious time. If she doesn't come, we can't do the yagya. Lord, what to do? I'm telling my wife to come, she's not here yet. Take another wife. And so, okay, there was a woman there, take this woman. And she was a young girl. So they thought, anyway, we'll purify her first. They passed her through the cow. Gayatri, right? One who was passed through the cow. So they passed her through the cow, and then she sat with Brahma, and they did the yagya. Right? She sat as Brahma's wife. And then, of course, after that happened, then Saraswati came, and then she said, oh, you've already done the yagya. You couldn't wait for me. Oh, you've taken another wife, is it? Oh, you know, she was not very happy about it, you know. So she put the curse on Brahma. And you know the curse, right? That Lord Brahma will only be worshipped one place, Puskar. You will not be worshipped any other place. So that was Lord Brahma. When he took a second wife, he got trouble for that. Anyway, Lord Rama, he never took another wife. He maintained that ekapatniva. But when he's doing the yagya, how to do the yagya? Lord Ramachandra had a deity made of Mother Sita. And whenever there was a yagya to be done, he would have the deity of Mother Sita there by his side. And that way he kept his vow of one wife. Mother Sita was always there with him. Although in the deity form, Lord Ramachandra was able to do all the rituals and ceremonies on behalf of his, as a king, he has to do all these things. So this was Lord Ramachandra was with the deity, wife in the form of the deity. Then in the Kali Yuga, Lord Ramachandra comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Sita comes as Vishnu Priya. And Vishnu Priya, she's with the deity. Previously, Lord Ramachandra's wife is a deity. Now then in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, the wife is there with her husband in the form of the deity. Mother's Vishnu Priya is worshipping her husband in the form of the deity. So Mahaprabhu's deity is there, Dameshwar Mahaprabhu. And you can see the reciprocation between the Lord and his consort, how they exchange these loving feelings with each other. Of course, the Lord Krishna, he has many wives, we were saying, right? His principal wife was Rukmini. Now Rukmini is a very special personality. She's a very great devotee. She performed devotional, you know there are 9 angas of bhakti, right? Do you know the 9 angas? Shravanam, Kirtan, Smaranam, Vishnu, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandam, Dashyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. So, Sakyam and Atmanivedanam, they're the most difficult kind of bhakti to do. Give up everything, right? Who's the example who gave up everything? Do you know? Who was it who gave up everything? Huh? Huh? Yes, right. Bali Maharaj, right. Bali Maharaj was the king. He conquered heaven. He was the king of heaven, ruling everything. And next minute, he lost everything. Lord Vamanadev took everything away from him. But there's another example of Atmanivedanam, Rukmini. Yes, Rukmini. She gave up everything for Lord Krishna. To get Lord Krishna as her husband, she's ready to give up everything, even her own life, for many births. So Rukmini is a very great devotee of Lord Krishna. And Satyabhama, of course, she's like the competitor with Rukmini, right? Of course, Lord Krishna has many there's many competitors, but he has 8 principal queens. And among the 8 principal, just like 8 principal gopis, there are 8 principal queens. And among the 8 queens, Satyabhama and Rukmini are the most prominent. Just like among the gopis, you have Lalita and Vishaka. So the same way, Satyabhama and Rukmini, they're the 2 principal queens of Krishna. So one time Narada Muni came and presented the Parijata flower to Rukmini. Gave Rukmini, this Parijata flower is from heaven. And the aroma, the fragrance of that flower is so wonderful that that even the birds come from the heavenly planets just to enjoy the nectar, that taste, that aroma of that flower. So Rukmini was given this one flower by Narada Muni. So when one woman gets something, then the other woman's a bit jealous, you know. So Satyabhama was a bit jealous that Rukmini's got this Parijata flower. So Lord Krishna said, don't worry, don't. He said, I will get you a whole tree. And so it happened that one time Lord Krishna actually killed the demon Bomasura. There was this one demon Bomasura. And Bomasura was very powerful. He had taken all the princesses and he was keeping 16,100 princesses in prison. And he'd also taken the earrings from Aditi. And he'd taken some other things, valuable things from the heavenly planets. So the demigods, they said, we're not able to defeat this demon. And they asked Lord Krishna to help them. So Lord Krishna went there and he killed Bomasura, of course. And then he freed the queens. And all the queens begged Lord Krishna for shelter. That we have no other husband. We have no home to go to. We've been taken by, please give us shelter. And so Lord Krishna accepted them all as his wives. And then he got the earrings, which the Bomasura had stolen from Aditi, and he wants to take them back. So he brought Satyabhama with him, and they went to heaven, and they presented the earrings to Indra to give to his mother Aditi. And at that time, Lord Krishna took a Parijata tree. And when he took the Parijata tree, then Indra's wife got upset and said, he cannot take this tree. This tree belongs to the heavenly planets. It's the property of the demigods. He cannot take that plant, he cannot take that tree to earth. And she got upset. And Indra, he's under the control of his wife. So he also started to fight with Lord Krishna. And said, no, you cannot take that tree. And there was a battle going on. Lord Krishna and Indra were fighting each other. Of course, Lord Krishna took that tree and brought it to earth. He'd brought the earrings back to give to Mother Aditi, but Indra was so foolish, he tried to stop Lord Krishna from taking the Parijata tree. Anyway, Satyabhama got her Parijata tree and she was happy. So Satyabhama, she is the daughter of Satrajit. Right? It's a whole story about the Shaimantaka jewel and Queen, and how Satrajit was worshipping the sun god, and that jewel was producing a lot of gold every day. So, very dangerous to have a lot of wealth. You know, problem with wealth, when you have a lot of gold, brings thieves. So he had that jewel, and people, at one point the jewel was stolen, the jewel went missing. Krishna had to go and look for it because they thought Krishna, they even accused Krishna of stealing the jewel. And Krishna went to look for the jewel, and that what had happened, the person who had taken the jewel was killed by a lion. And then the jewel was found by Jambavan. And Jambavan brought the jewel and gave it to his child. And the child was playing with the jewel. So Lord Krishna came and he found the jewel. But then Jambavan came and he saw that, oh, somebody's taking, and Jambavan began to fight with Krishna. And they fought for many days. Of course, Krishna couldn't be defeated, and Jambavan then understood that this person must be my master. He must be non-different from Lord Ramachandra. Jambavan had been fighting for Lord Ramachandra, and he did not recognize Lord Krishna. But after they fought for many days, then he understood that this person is non-different from Lord Rama. So Jambavan was pleased. He gave the jewel to Krishna, and he gave his daughter also. He gave his daughter Jambavati, became the second wife of Lord Krishna. And then when Lord Krishna brought back the Shaimantaka jewel, then Satyajit gave his daughter, Satyabhama. So she was like the third wife of Krishna. And this way Krishna is getting more and more wives, you see. He'd already got 16,100 ladies, young princesses, when he killed Bhaumasura. And so Lord Krishna, all of these different wives, they're all his pleasure, for his pleasure potency. He enjoys his pastimes. Lord Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. He likes to enjoy. But he saw that there was one person who was enjoying more than him. Do you know who was enjoying more than him? Radharani. Of all the different ladies, the gopis, and the head of all the gopis, Srimati Radharani, they were enjoying more than Krishna. So Krishna was jealous of that I want to enjoy, and they're enjoying much more than me. Just like you ladies, right? Your husbands are all working, and you're enjoying. So Lord Krishna, he's the enjoyer, he wants to enjoy, so he thought, I want to enjoy these people, these gopis, they are enjoying more than me, much more. So therefore in his next incarnation, he came in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Radha Bhava Jyoti Sabha. He has the Radha Bhava, that mood of Radharani. And that way he can experience what is the highest love of Krishna. And that love of Krishna, that is called Vipralamba Seva, in separation, service in separation. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with his followers, they all worship Krishna in that mood of separation from Krishna. And in this way, they experience the greatest ecstasy, the greatest love of Krishna. Right? There's Parakya Ras and Swakya Ras. Parakya Ras is the relationship without marriage, and Swakya Ras is with marriage. So in the spiritual world, Parakya Ras is the highest. What is the lowest in the material world is the highest in the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, Lord Krishna enjoys that loving relation. He has Madhurya Ras with many different there's not only the gopis, there's the goddesses of fortune, Lakshmi, and all of his queens in Dwarka. They're all in Madhurya Ras. The queens in Dwarka, of course, that is Swakiya Ras. But the gopis, that is Parakiya Ras, without the marriage. And Lord Krishna tastes the greatest ecstasy with the gopis, the Madhurya Rasa. So Mahaprabhu, he wants to experience that love, which not just Lord Krishna is experiencing, but which the gopis are experiencing in their service to Krishna. So being the servant is more pleasure than being the master. That is the mood of the gopis. We want to experience that kind of love. And we can do it by chanting Hare Krishna, by worshipping Krishna, by remembering the teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, are there any questions?
One question. You mentioned that Sachi Mata offended Advaita Acharya unknowingly, because just in her mind she thought that. So we are doing that a lot every time, and we don't even realize that we are offending sometimes. We just talk behind their back or say anything or think anything, and we are committing so many offenses. So how in our regular life we can free from those offenses?
Yes, very good. You know, it happened with the case of our own devotees, that Srila Prabhupada brought some of his young devotees with him to India to begin the ISKCON society in India. This was in the late 1960s and 70s. Probably, you were not born.
No.
And so India, those days, it was very difficult, very simple life. They were coming from America. They were used to living in the USA, in the modern country, and all of a sudden they came to India, living very simple, austere life. And they were traveling from place to place, and they had difficulty to get along with each other. Previously, they'd been leaders. They'd had their own temple, and they had a whole group of people there with them. But now, they'd come to Hare Krishna. Now, they'd come to India, and they were all leaders together, so they couldn't get along well with each other. Difficult. So there was quite a bit of problems. So Srila Prabhupada taught them, said, every day when you come together, you have to offer respect to each other. And that is the custom we have. If you go to our morning program in the temple in the morning after the Mangal Arti and after the Tulsi Puja, then we will recite some prayer like Shikshastikam, and then we will recite also 10 offenses in chanting the holy name, and then we will offer obeisances to all the devotees. And by offering obeisances to all the devotees, then we can nullify any offenses which we may have committed unknowingly or knowingly. So it's very important for us every day that we do like that, Sometimes even on the telephone we will say, please accept my humble obeisances. And even when we write messages, we will say, please accept my humble obeisances. And in this way we can relieve ourselves of any reactions which may come due to some sinful act. So you can do like that. Okay, any other question?
Yeah, you just tell about the Atma Nivedana. Rukmini and Balimata. But as we heard, like we read in our earlier stage of schooling also, Mirabai, about Mirabai. She was also a pure devotee of Krishna. She left it every, like her kingdom, her married life, and only especially for the Krishna. So why she is not, and even we compare her love as Radharani. So how we can differentiate?
Yes, she has a different mood.
Not
Yeah.
Not
Well, her mood is more a little bit of controlling Krishna. You know, that she's talking that Krishna is coming and Krishna, you know, if you her songs, Mirabai songs, it's more that she's seeing Krishna and Krishna's coming to her and dancing with her, like that. But rather the mood of the higher mood is feeling that separation for Krishna. That when will Krishna come? That longing to be with Krishna. That mood of separation, that's not there in Mirabai's songs and her practice. So that is the difference.
Maharaj, who is Lakshmi Priya? Why is it so unfortunate that she passed away?
Well, Lord Krishna's had,
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's first wife.
huh?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's first wife.
Yeah, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's first wife. Just like Lord Krishna has many wives, two of these wives, they come in his Leela. So, Vishnu Priya, Lakshmi Priya, he's the first consort. What is her identity in the spiritual world? Well, she's one of the goddesses of fortune. The goddesses of fortune are all wives. They're all in Madhurya Ras with the Lord. So he also comes, takes part. This is the pastime that they said she was bitten by the snake of separation and gave up her body. That Mahaprabhu had gone off traveling and preach, and she was not able to take the pain of separation. She gave up her body. But we're not told very much about her. We don't.
Maharaj, you also mentioned that Sakyan and Atman in Vedanam is most difficult.
Yes. Because in order to be the friend of Lord Krishna, you know, you have to have a very intimate, it's not just think, oh, he's my friend. There has to be that real closeness and intimacy with Krishna. To come to that, you have to be on the platform of rati, that deep attachment to Krishna. So Sakyam, to be the friend of Krishna, like Arjuna is the friend of Krishna. Arjuna, they can lay on the same bed together and they can take their food together and joke with each other. The cowherd boys, they're all friends. They climb on Krishna's back and so on. So that kind of friendship, the cowherd boys, the Gopas, said they had performed pious activities over many lifetimes. And that's why they were able to become the friends of Krishna and take part in his pastimes. So without performing pious activities over many lifetimes, you cannot become the friend. Friendship. Usually friendship means to be equals. Just like Dronacharya went to Draupadi Maharaja, right? And they were supposed to be friends. But Draupadi said, how can I be your friend? Friendship is possible only between equals. And you're poor, so how can you be my friend? So of course that caused Dronacharya to take revenge. And he got his revenge. So Lord Krishna enjoys friendship with very special devotees. Uddhava, for example, is a friend of Krishna, but he never thinks himself equal to Krishna. Krishna may sit on the seat, Uddhava will sit below Krishna. Huh? Uddhava. Sudama is a Brahmana friend. Lord Krishna worshipped Sudama. When Sudama came there to Dwarka, Lord Krishna, of course, remembered their Gurukula days, how they were together in the ashram of Sandipani Muni, and how they went into the forest one night to collect wood, and they got lost, and they spent the whole night in the forest together. So Lord Krishna remembered that. And Sudama said he's a Brahmana friend of Krishna. Uddhava never thinks himself equal to Krishna, but at the same time he is secretary to Krishna. And Krishna will ask Uddhava for advice. That what do you think? What should we do? And he will be willing, he will hear from Uddhava. Uddhava is a very great devotee. So Sakyam and Atma Nivedanam, you have to be a very advanced devotee to actually be the friend of Lord Krishna and then to surrender everything. You have to have come to the highest level of bhakti. Rati, this very deep attachment for Krishna.
You mentioned Rukmaniji also Atmanivedana.
Yes.
So can you tell us something about like how she served or what she did, how she surrendered herself?
Well, she wrote to Krishna, right?
Yeah.
She was supposed to be married to Sishupal.
Yeah.
Her brother, Rukmi, was a friend of Sishupal, and he'd arranged her marriage to Sishupal. And the marriage was about to take place, and all the kings had come. And Sishupal and everyone was there. And Rukmini had sent a message to Krishna in Dwarka. And she told Lord Krishna that I'm prepared to take birth many times until I can achieve have you as a husband, till I can be your wife. So Lord Krishna got the message and he came there, and she had told him, she had explained that I will be going to the temple of Durga, and at that time you can take me. So Lord Krishna came, and in front of everyone he took Rukmini on his chariot and drove off with her. And all the kings were just astonished, and they all came after Krishna, and there was a battle, but Lord Krishna defeated them all and went away with Rukmini. And then Rukmini's brother Rukmi came after them. Rukmi had vowed that I will not come home unless I can bring back my sister. Anyway, Lord Krishna defeated Rukmi, And he didn't kill him though, because, you know, now he's taken Rukmini as his wife, so he doesn't want to kill her brother. Naturally, Rukmini would be a little affectionate to her brother. Anyway, Lord Krishna cut off some of his hair, which is humiliating for a Kshatriya, because the Kshatriyas, they don't cut their hair. So Lord Krishna shaved some of the head of Rukmi. And when Lord Balaram came there, then Lord Balaram chastised Krishna and said, "Oh Krishna, how you could do this to your brother-in-law." You know, this way Lord Krishna was a little embarrassed that he'd cut off the hair from his brother-in-law. Anyway, later on, Lord Balaram himself killed that person, Rukmini. But Rukmini would always serve Lord Krishna. She would, even like when she got the Parijata flower, she and Satyabhama got the tree, she was never anxious for anything. She never requested Krishna for anything. And Lord Krishna would sometimes tease her. And we are told how one day Lord Krishna told Rukmini that, you know, I'm not fit to be your husband. You were going to be married to some king, and I'm only from a cowherd family. You know, my origin is not very clear. I'm not really a very qualified husband for you. So I think it would be better, you know, you go back home, you know, and, you know, I'm not really fit to be your husband. And Lord Krishna was, at this point, Rukmini and Krishna were already grandparents. They already had children, and their children had married and had children. So they were already grandparents. And Lord Krishna is telling Rukmini that, I think we made a mistake, you know, I think you should go home, go back to your... And then Rukmini, when she heard this, she fainted. Just the thought of being separate from Lord Krishna, that she just fainted, she collapsed on the ground. And Lord Krishna, of course, picked her up and comforted her and told her, no, I'm only joking. But Rukmini said, no, actually everything you say is true. Actually, that you are the Lord of the whole creation, and I'm not, you know, I'm not worthy to be your wife. And how? Anyway, everything Lord Krishna said, she supported, and she explained the actual glorious position of Lord Krishna. And she went on to explain how Lord Krishna is actually the Lord of everyone and everything. So Rukmini was very, very wonderful devotee, the daughter of King Bhishmaka. And her father wanted her to marry Lord Krishna, but he could not overrule the brother. The brother was so determined that she has to marry Shishupal. Anyway, Shishupal, later on, Lord Krishna liberated him. And Shishupal was one of the, you know, the Jai and Vijay. They had to take birth 3 times as demons. And so in their first birth, they came as Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. And then second birth, they came as Ravana and Kumbhakarna. And then the third birth, they came as Shishupala and Dantavarka. And as Shishupala and Dantavarka, then they were killed by Krishna, and they went back to Vaikuntha, back to their position as Jai and Vijay. Not immediately, Shishupal entered into the Brahman, into the Brahmajyoti, the effulgence coming from Lord Krishna. And then from the effulgence, then he went into the spiritual world. So Rukmini, the goddess of fortune.
Are the two brothers, Jari and Madhuri, are the same personality as Isupal and the different personality?
Yeah, the Jai and Vijay, well, they were given the choice, either you take birth 3 times as demons or you take birth 7 times as devotees. So they thought better to be demons because then we can come back to Vaikuntha quickly. If we have to take 7 births as devotees, it will be a long time before we can come back. So it's better that we come as demons. And they came in that mood, that angry mood, that they're always angry towards the Lord. So Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, and then Ravan and Kumbhakarna, and then Sishupala and Dantavakra. Sishupala was always envious of Lord Krishna. He was also very wealthy. He was also very powerful, but he was not equal to Krishna. So there was always competition. You know, somebody's a little more, you always want to try to beat them, you know, try to increase, try to improve. So Sishupal was always trying to defeat, try to do better than Krishna. But of course he cannot, because Krishna is the Swayam Bhagavan. So Sishupal was always failing. And then it happened, Maharaj Yudhisthira was doing the Rajasuya Yagya. And at the time of the Rajasuya Yagna, they had to select a person who was the most worshipable person in the assembly. It's called the Agra Puja. Yeah. So they suggested Lord Krishna should be the person most worshipable. And when Sishupal heard that, then he got infuriated, he got so angry, and he stood up and he began shouting and hurling abuse against Krishna. And many saintly persons, they just stood up and left. They didn't want to stay and hear all the abuse and the nasty things which Sishupal was saying. And so it was at that time Lord Krishna then decided that's enough. Now it's time to kill him. So with the Sudarshan Chakra, he beheaded Sishupal. And when he beheaded Sishupal, everyone saw from the body of Sishupal, the spiritual soul came out of his body and entered into the effulgence of Krishna's body. So they saw Sishupala being liberated to the impersonal Brahman.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji asked about Jagai Madha.
Jagai Madha.
Jai Vijay are same.
Well, some people say that. Some people say that they came again, although usually we say they were cursed for 3 births. But some people say that they did come again as Jai and Vijay. We don't know. Maybe in Chaitanya Bhagavat, I don't know. I never read it myself, but I've heard that other people say this. That they came, and this is the time where they're going to become devotees, right? In the other times they were killed. As the demons, they were killed. But now in the Kali Yuga, the Lord is coming and He's making everyone a devotee. So Lord Chaitanya is very merciful, that He delivers everyone, makes them into devotees. You cannot kill the demons in the Kali Yuga. We have to change them. We have to make them into devotees. And we do that by Sankirtan, by the chanting of the holy name, and by serving the Vaishnavas. So Jagai and Madhai became devotees by the mercy of Lord Nityananda. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. If the others have not spoken, shall we give them all a chance to maybe comment or question? Anyone?
Yeah, I will just take from the katha of it was about the jewels coming out, a lot of gold coming out. And yes, I think we should learn to be more discreet and quiet. We are always saying so much. To be more discreet and not ask for too much in chant. A lot is also helping. And I wanted to ask about Satyabhama also. What was her mood?
Well, Satyabhama, she's the daughter of Satyajit. And so she's a little bit troublesome sometimes. Lord Krishna has to chastise her sometimes and correct her behavior, not to be jealous.
Yes. I know, so I wanted to know more about her. Why was that? Because nowadays we all are like this, you know. So
Sometimes, like, we have the conflict, like, much, like, we want. Is she Chandravani?
Huh?
Satyabhama. She Chandravani was with Radha and Chandravani too, right?
Chandrabhama. Well, she's Satyabhama. She stays in Dwarka. Satyabhama and Rukmini, they're in Dwarka. In the spiritual world, just as there is Ayodhya, there's also Dwarka in the spiritual world, which is above Vaikuntha. There's Dwarka, where the Lord is there as Dwarkadish. And Satyabhama and Rukmini and the queens, they're all there in Dwarka. So they enjoy that. The mood of Dwarka is more Aishwarya. The Lord is the prince there, the king, you know, it's not like Vrindavan. And Vrindavan is a cowherd boy playing the flute with the peacock feather. But in Dwarka, he's the prince, he's the king of Dwarka, he's Dwarkadish. And so it's a whole different mood. And there's a distance between the Lord and the devotees. Because the more opulence, then the more there is distance. And the less there is intimacy and friendship. That's the effect of what happens where there's opulence. But Krishna enjoys madhurya, the sweetness, the sweet loving dealings, intimate loving dealings. And he enjoys that in the village atmosphere, in Goloka, in the village of Vrindavan, with all the cows. So that's where the Lord, he gets the greatest pleasure there. The gopis and so on, they can be there in Vrindavan, but Satyabhama, Rukmini, they belong in Dwarka. Their mood is Dwarka. They're like Aishwarya. It's a different mood.
So what mood, Maharaj, as an individual, we should be in the service mood to Krishna always and loving and asking for
Yes, we should always be in the service mood. Yes, we're eternally servants of Krishna. And that mode of service can enhance more as we go on. You may become more in friendship or parental mood, or madhurya, the loving mood, more intimate. But even in that mood, there is service. There's always service. These qualities are there all the way through. Even in the higher rasas, you're coming to a higher rasa, but still the mood of being the servant is there. Just like in the elements of the material world, you have earth, water, fire, air, and ether, right? And the creation comes from subtle. Earth, ether is the finest element, and the final element is earth. The last one is earth. Within earth, all the qualities of the other elements are there, right?
Yeah.
So within Madhurya Ras, all the other elements are there. One is also a servant, one is also a friend, one is also like a parent. It's all there within Madhurya Ras. So we have to cultivate that mood of being the servant. Mahaprabhu said, Jiver Swarupahaya Nitya Krishna Das. We're always eternally servants of Krishna. So we have to cultivate that mood. Not easy to be the servant. We want to be the master, right? We're conditioned. We have that conditioning, trying to be the master. So before we do the deity worship, you know, when we worship the deity, there's a mantra which we recite, and we will say, I am not a Brahmana, or a Kshatriya, or a Vaishya, or a Sudra. And I am not a Brahmachari, or a Grihastha, or a Vanaprastha, or a Sannyasi. But I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis of Vrindavan who love Krishna. Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayar Dasa Das Anu Dasa. So our mood should be Das Anu Dasa. The servant of the many times the servant. That should be, when we offer arti, that should be our mood. You see, we worship the deity in that mood. We're supposed.
When you're offering the arti, then that should be our thought process.
Yes.
That I'm the servant of the servant of the servant. I'm nobody. I'm not.
Right. Yes. Yes. That generally we will recite that prayer before we offer the arti, to bring us to the transcendental platform. That I'm not the body, because we're thinking, maybe thinking I'm Brahmana, I'm Sannyasi, I'm this, I'm that. You know? But we're not the body. So are you all worshipping are you all worshipping Krishna? Are you all chanting Hare Krishna?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You're all reading the books with Shilpa? Yeah?
Yes. And Bhavnaji also. We are reading with Bhavnaji also and Shilpaji both.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She read with us Krishna book,
Uh-huh.
and we also read Bhagavad Gita.
Uh-huh.
Once we already finished, we are on the second time again.
Second time round, Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
With Shilpaji, we have read Chaitanya Charitamrita a little, then Kunti Maharani, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings book, then Kapila Muni, then we came to Bhagavatam. Now we are on the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. Yeah, Bhakti Rasamrita. But we did a little part of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, not the whole. Yeah, in the evening she's also doing Bhagavad Gita.
Oh.
Yeah, evening she's doing Bhagavad Gita every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every day?
And morning, every day Bhagavatam.
Oh.
And the Aarti. We also do the Aarti.
Very nice. How do you do it? Do you discuss together?
No, we first read. It's online, so she reads and we repeat the verse, and then she reads the whole and she makes us understand. If we have questions, we can ask her. So she'll clarify us.
Good.
And the understanding goes right to the heart.
Have you done all the other cantos before the 10th canto?
Yeah. Starting from the very beginning, first one. Yeah, and then before that, she finished the Bhagavad Gita with us once, and then she did a lot of other books of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Isha Upanishad we did, Prabhupada's, a lot of other books we did before that. Isha Upanishad, then Kunti Maharani's teaching, then Kapila Muni, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we did a lot of other small books first, and then we came to the canto.
Okay.
We came to the Srimad Bhagavatam. शिल्पा मुनि के साथ शिल्पा जी के साथ भी करा हुआ है टीचिंग
भावना का याद है because I remember reading the book and reading
Yeah. Read online.
So we did a lot, and then she also did in the beginning, she also did a part of Chaitanya Charitamrit, half an hour, then half an hour we did Srimad Bhagavatam. So she did like that also with us. Yeah.
Okay. So you're doing a lot of reading.
And then she also in the beginning when there was COVID started, she also asked us to write down our sadhana chart, make our sadhana chart. How many rounds we are doing, whom we are listening, because hearing is very important. So she said that you should note down that how many minutes every day you are hearing, and how many minutes you are reading, what you are reading. And then, yeah, we did that sadhana chart for 2 years. I did that. She told me, and I did for 2 years, and that really helped. Because I would show it to her at the end of the week, and she would say, "Oh, good."
How many rounds are you doing?
By your mercy and her mercy 16 by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's right.
Really? Oh, very good. And you can be vegetarian?
I am vegetarian, born, brought up vegetarian.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Your whole family vegetarian?
Whole family.
Oh, good. No onion, garlic?
That we are struggling. My grandmother was no onion garlic, but my father brought to the house onion garlic, and then we got into onion garlic a little, but now I'm trying not even onion garlic. I don't cook. I try most of the days not to cook even onion garlic. It's just my children, if they want, sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because
Oh, your
we need to offer. So
the children want onion and garlic.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you use spices, you know, if you use like hing is a substitute for onion, garlic. Yes.
But we use hing also, and we use onion and garlic also. That's the problem.
That's the problem, Maharaj.
We have been brought up that way, that like hing ka tadka and onion and garlic, everything has to be.
So we can, if we use more hing, then that can substitute, right? We can try, yeah.
We can try. Yeah, we can try.
I can try because I don't
Yeah.
use
At
every
least
day.
for our hing,
Yeah.
and we can use onion.
Perfect.
If we not there, we can do that.
Because I remember, Maharaj, my grandmother, that was maybe in 1960, 70, she never let the onion garlic enter the kitchen, not in the house also. And it was okay because people did not like it.
Yeah, garlic came out from the dead cow, you know.
Dead cow. Oh. Wow. A dead cow was buried. From there, the plant came out of the garlic.
Oh, that was masoor dal. And say masoor dal, the orange one.
Ah,
That was from the blood of the cow.
really, yeah.
That's why we say prohibited, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we never ate in our house.
Masoor dal,
Masoor dal.
red dal. Very,
We cannot eat the masoor dal
Well, it's very rajasic,
Yeah, it was too much protein.
very high protein, you know.
High protein.
So not even in less quantity.
Huh?
Not recommended in less quantity also, right?
Yes, not recommended, you know, certainly.
My grandchildren. I think I presented my daughter a book, like stories about Krishna, and I've given her, and she started reading, but then she realized there's too much of violence, like killing. She thinks, how can I read to my kids all this, this is what Krishna cursed, or this one curse, and this killing of the asuras. So she was feeling that it's not a very nice thing, we are teaching the children. How do I tell? What do I tell her? Actually, I've told her that this is all Leela. Pastimes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, then we think kids were small, now they're older. But she said, no, I started at open and it's like how we full of this thing, there's so much weapons and things like that. So how do I tell?
Well, there are pastimes. Not all the pastimes are killing. There are other pastimes. You know.
Like all the asuras are killed.
So they have some kind of, that kind of bad, like anger, and we are killing our anger, we are killing our ego, we are killing our, it's not particularly that character, it's killing of that particular
Kids will not
thing.
understand. Yeah. Kids will not understand.
Yeah, that's what she's saying. That's actually Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He's also described like that. The different demons, they represent different anarthas. But anyway, for children's sake, I've heard this before from other people also, that they didn't like all the killing. But you just have to be careful about what pastimes you read. There are a lot of nice pastimes. You just have to be selective.
Like the Yashoda, the love part and the
Damodar Leela, Ras.
The book, it starts from beginning till so then she said, Mom, this is too much. So I didn't know what to do. I said, but
Yeah,
read us.
definitely. There is a lot of. Yeah. But remember, it was not Kali Yuga, right? Then it was a different yuga and the different meanings were there. So Lord Chaitanya, his pastimes are very merciful. There's no killing in Chaitanya Lila. Although he was beaten, although Lord Nityananda was beaten, there was no killing. And Haridas Thakur was beaten in 22 marketplaces. He just tolerated. And he prayed, forgive them, Whose is this one? Oh, Krishna Bhavna. Oh.
Train the kids that way. So you have to have the right person to tell them the story. Why this is
But even when you're watching, on the Krishna, the story, video, even in that also it was so much of killing and all that. No, but she had put on the movie, she had put on.
But the communication is so. They have to think, they have to be explained.
He said, why? I have to
They have to think it is related. That kind of
Nice, huh?
nice pictures, activities. Trying to say nice.
Mm-hmm. Who did all the pictures?
Yes, this is Pastimes. Baba doesn't say this is
Wonderful. It's difficult to get away from all these things, you know. If you watch Mahabharata, there's a lot of killing there, you know. Ramayana is all killing demons.
But that's what now Kali is like that.
Yeah.
Sort of killing wars.
Yeah.
I have to tell her that see, explain. Yeah. I have to explain that scene of Kali is all like what she said.
His Holiness Bhakti Vidya Vidyasalasina Maharaj ki Jai.
Hare Krishna.